Hey folks, welcome back to the Lone Pine Tarot. Today I have a awesome video on what is an important message you need to hear right now, right at this moment. And as always, my readings are timeless, so whether you watch this right when I upload it or months from now, it should be relevant to you. So without further ado, let's look at the actual pile leaders for today. For my pile number ones, you have Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted, with a number 8 down here, just in case you like to pick by numbers. All right, for my pile number twos, I have, with emphasis, What do you feel, with number 9 down here. And for my lovely pile number threes, I have the card Seeing the True You, with number 29 down here. So whenever you are ready, my lovely pile number ones, twos, or threes, feel free to drop down to either the description box or the pinned comment below to click on the timestamp for your important message reading for today. And I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hello, my wonderful pile number ones. Welcome to your important message reading for today. As you recall, the card you used to help pick your pile was number 8, Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted, with an owl here. And I believe that is it looks like a barred owl to me, but don't quote me on that. I don't know, it doesn't look like a great horned owl or a barred owl. It looks like a barred owl to me, but barred, B as in B-A-R-R-E-D. Kind of sounds like barn, right? So we're going to set your pile leader off to the left here. And then first we're going to look at your oracle cards. I'm going to set your tarot cards down here with me just for a moment to make room while we go over your oracle cards. Okay, so first up we have, I believe this is from your Sacred Destiny deck, you got, Wonders. Beautiful card. I always kind of like those galactic looking spacey cards. I'm a little biased, I love those. Let me set that a little bit further down here. Okay. And then your Elle Qui card. And you got Zenith, She Who Prepares, and the keywords down here are Formulate, Strategize, Devise. So we've got a kind of tactician type character here. And I believe, doesn't look like an exact match, but I think the Trojans from Greece had hats like that. Don't quote me on that, or helmets I should say. I think that's right. And then your angel card for today is Expect Miracles. What a beautiful card to get. Alright, pile number ones, I can already tell you this is a very positive message for today. You're being, I don't know quite the details yet, we'll see that with your tarot cards as well and kind of as I look at your tea leaves. But you're being told to expect miracles. You're being told to expect wonders. I don't know if recently you've had some issues with losing hope or faith in something. Feeling or fearing that it's not going to work out, or some sort of message about it's something that you've been waiting for a long time, and it feels like something that only would happen to you kind of by, I'm trying to think the best way to word this, I'm sorry if I'm kind of word salading a bit here, but I want to make sure I get the precise message across to you, because this is a very positive message, and I want to make sure that you know what positivity is coming your way, right? So it's something coming your way that you never thought you would have. It's something where, you know, they're saying expect miracles, expect wonders. It's not going to be a really easy, it just drops in your lap type of miracle or wonder, but it's going to come to you a lot easier than you expected. And that is because, you know, based on especially these two cards right here, so you have Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted, and then you also have Zenith, She Who Prepares, and it's a card about, you know, strategizing, formulating ideas, being kind of a tactician about it. I get the sense that you're a very organized person. You're a person that plans to the nth degree, things coming your way, how to get to certain goals. Even, you know, your day-to-day, maybe you're the type of person that likes to have an agenda or a planner. Now, mad respect to you for that. I'm not that type of person, but I always respect people that are like that. I'm a little bit more of a spontaneous person myself, but you're kind of like your Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted card. You're the type of person that is almost kind of like a bird of prey in the way that you look at everything from like a bird's eye view over, I want to say a battlefield, but that's kind of dark. I think I say that because this is kind of a warrior card right here with Zenith, right? You look at things from a big bird's eye view, very kind of landscape view from above. You see everything in detail, you see everything in plan. But I think what's coming is something that you didn't necessarily plan, but it is something that you have worked for. It is something that is a wonder, it's a miracle. You didn't necessarily plan for it, but the universe and spirit is giving it to you because you are that type of person that has put in the work, even if you don't necessarily know precisely what you did to have kind of fall in your lap, if that makes sense. So there was work put in. Don't get me wrong, it's not just an accident. I mean, nothing's really an accident in the universe, right? But so, let me see if I get any more messages here just from your oracle cards. Yeah, Be the Hunter, Not the Hunted. Because that's also a card about not letting things chase you. That's a card about you chasing things. So, kind of a go-getter card. It's encouraging you to step more into that energy, and or kind of what I'm seeing about you is you're already kind of that go-getter type energy that just plans for it, goes for it, right? Bird of prey, looking down on things from afar and honing in on it and going right for that goal. And then wonders, and then zenith, and expect miracles. You know, I don't know if there's something that you've been really wanting lately with this expect miracles card, but it almost seemed like it was a pipe dream or something that you couldn't quite, you thought was out of your grasp. I'm trying to think what's a good metaphor. It's like when a little kid asks for, no, I was raised Christian, so I'm coming from a Christian background, so I'm going to use Christmas as an example, right? And it's like when a little kid asks for something for Christmas, and it's kind of a big ask, and they've done a lot of things recently to maybe kind of not coax their parents, but to remind their parents, you know, I'm a good little boy or girl, or, you know, etc. And I really want this. Except in this case, the universe is your parent and you're the child in this particular metaphor or scenario, right? And it's such a big ask that you're just like, oh man, there's no way that, you know, mom and dad or not, you know, or my parents are going to let me have that thing. But then it actually is coming to you. So I don't know what that is specifically for you. This is a general reading. But no matter what it is that you've been kind of wanting, but you thought was too much of an ask from the universe or spirit, source, you know, God, insert whatever is particular to you there and your beliefs, has recognized the work that you put in, has recognized the planning, and they're giving it to you even if it seems like it's too much or it's a miracle that it would never happen. So, like I said, collective reading really depends on who you are, because this is a reading that multiple people are going to be viewing, but specifically, it's coming. So, they're telling you to prepare for that. So today your important message is something very positive. But let's look at your tea leaf cards to get more of a read on what's going on. So, oh, what do you know? I swear I didn't look at these before. Needle and thread. A sincere wish will be granted. So that's kind of what I just said with the other cards. Something you've been wishing for a long time. Something very honest to your heart, something that you've been yearning for will be granted. Because, like I said, you put in the work and source and universe, spirit, insert name here, whatever you believe is the creator energy is granting it to you. So, I'm actually going to, sorry if this overlaps the cards a little bit, I have limited space to work with here. Yes, and then psychic ability, trust your intuition. So, I almost see it's like something that you have, how do I put it? It's like you kind of almost knew it was coming, even though it was a big ask, or you thought, oh, it'd be too much of a miracle to really receive. Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna say, pile number 1, don't be humble, you know this is coming. Like, just don't even deny it. It's something that you've already predicted. It's something that you've already kind of known in the back of your eye. You know, it could be, you know, a relationship where you're like, does this person like me? And you're like, oh, there's no way. They're too hot for me. They're too successful. They're too insert, you know, A, B, C, D, E, F, G here. But deep down you're like, you know, I got kind of a vibe off of them. Or, you know, perhaps it's like a career-related thing where you've had a job offer, or you've been interviewing for jobs, and you're kind of like, oh, you know, maybe it's a little bit too much. Maybe I don't have the right credentials for this particular job. You know, maybe I'm kind of aiming a little bit too high. But what Spirit is telling you, I almost kind of see, I think you might have a little bit of imposter syndrome, and I really sympathize with you because I have that issue too, where, so imposter syndrome is basically where you can be very, very good at things, but you always think, oh, I'm just an imposter. There's no way I'm actually good at that. So I think what this is like, and that's why Spirit or Source is telling you this, is because they're saying you're someone who is a go-getter. You're someone that's prepared for this. You're perfectly good for whatever this is that's coming your way, this miracle, this wonder, right? But you don't believe it, and that's why there's this hesitation of like, oh, am I good? You know, am I good enough to actually receive this relationship, or this job, or this miracle, this wonder? And Spirit is telling you, yes, you are. So maybe I would also recommend a little bit of, I suppose the source of this is kind of a confidence issue, and I suffer from imposter syndrome myself, so I completely sympathize, but believe that you are worthy of this miracle or this wonder that's coming. Because, like I said, a sincere wish will be granted. Expect miracles. Something that you kind of expect is coming. Something that you've planned for, or that at least like the universe is rewarding your planning and your hard work for. So, no imposter syndrome. Throw that out the window. Toss it in the trash. And believe that you are worthy of this thing that's coming, this wish that will be granted. So, let's look at your tarot cards. I am going to pull them off from the bottom here. So first we have the Three of Pentacles reversed. I think for most of you this is a work-related thing. Sorry, I have a cat hair on my hand. I have two cats, so if you ever see cat hair, I apologize. So Three of Pentacles reversed. Something to do with work is my estimation. Something to do with teamwork, a team group effort. Alright, we have the Explorer of Swords reversed, which in this deck is the Knight of Swords reversed. I'm getting kind of an intuition thing here. I'm going to wait to say it though until I get your other cards down, because I think there might be someone in your life that's been kind of a pain in your butt in this particular area. But Guardian of Pentacles is the Queen of Pentacles. Lovely autumn card. Right now where I'm recording it is autumn and the leaves are falling. It's beautiful. So this card reminds me of what my outside looks like outside my window. Alright. And then I'm going to shift these over. Once again, I apologize for the limited space that I have. I wish I had a bigger area to record, but if you ever want to look at the cards, you can always just kind of, what's the word? Having a brain fart. Reverse the video and look at the other cards if you want to look at them again. Okay. The Seven of Wands reversed. Oh boy. Okay, yep, you're frustrated. You're like, when's it coming? I've been waiting. Okay. And then we have, last but not least, the Four of Wands. Lovely card to get at the end of the reading here. Oh, pile of wands. There's great things coming your way. And I'm really happy to be able to deliver that message because, you know, what better than to click on a tarot reading and you get told that, you know, expect miracles and wonders to come your way and a wish to be granted, right? Four of Wands. Beautiful card. So let me take a gander at these and see what messages pop forward. You know, I'm thinking most of you, like I said earlier with the Three of Pentacles over here reversed, I'm thinking most of you, this is a work-related issue. Not all of you. Like I said, it could be a relationship, could be something completely unrelated, could be a hobby, a passion of yours on the side. Excuse me while I clear my throat. But the Three of Pentacles reversed here is a card of, normally upright, it's about teamwork, doing things together with other people in terms of the physical realm, hence the Pentacles. It's the suit of earth, right? So things here in our material physical world that we live in, you know. And Oh, and for some of you that are in school, it could also be a group project related thing. I'm thinking it's some kind of thing where you're working on with other people and it's not necessarily going well. It's like, especially with the Explorer or Knight of Swords reversed here, I think there's a person in this situation that is not... I don't get the sense that they're being I don't want to call them a pain in the butt because that's really mean, but like, for you, they're kind of a pain in the butt as much as you might love them, right? Or at least respect them as if it's a coworker, right? They're not being a pain in the butt on purpose, but they're so scattered and they're so... I almost get the sense that this person has too much scattered energy. Like, they might have a lot of really good ideas, but they're not really like... They're not like you, where I said before, where you're the go-getter, you're the strategizer, you're the tactician type person, where you're like, okay, here's the agenda. I get kind of project manager vibes, actually. Mad respect, I used to do project management. But anyways... This other person is kind of throwing a wrench in this group project here, or this team effort here, because they're so scattered in energy. And so maybe that's part of the reason why you didn't expect this to work out, or this wish to come, because you thought this particular person is just going to throw a wrench in it. It's not gonna... It's just kind of... They're the person that maybe is... I get the imagery of... what is it called? Is it Jenga? Is it the game where you have like the stacks of the logs and then a person pulls out a log at a time, and then whoever pulls out the one that knocks the tower over is the one that loses the game. They're the type of person where they kind of pull the Jenga blocks a little haphazardly. I don't get the sense that they're a pain in the butt on purpose, though. You probably like them as a person, but I'm just saying they're making this project kind of difficult for you. But here you come in as this Queen of Pentacles here, and the Queen of Pentacles, or Guardian in this deck, is a figure of responsibility, nurturing, care. I almost wonder if this is a work situation where you're mentoring this person that's a little bit more scattered and new at this, and their project maybe isn't going as well as you thought, or maybe it's multiple people that are this energy if you're like a project manager and they're just not... Things are just not going. People, also get the imagery of like a wheel spinning in the mud, like it's just not going anywhere. But Spirit is recognizing that you do have the energy to turn this around, or that you've already kind of put in the effort to turn this around. But it's getting difficult for you. It's wearing on you a lot. Sorry, just 1 minute. I gotta check my timer here. I have a timer just to make sure, because my camera only records in 30-minute increments. Anyway, sorry I interrupted to talk about that. Perfect planner, responsible energy right here with you with the Queen of Pentacles, Guardian of Pentacles, but it's frustrating you because you're with the Seven of Wands reversed. This is a card of withstanding your ground and seeming like everything is against you. You can kind of see here with these red wands down here opposing and kind of angry at the white wand here that's like, what's the word? It's not parallel, it's perpendicular, that's the word. It's perpendicular to these wands down here. And especially reversed, it's a card of, oh god, I feel like everything's against me, my energy is running out, this is just, I'm gonna be blunt. It's basically, this feels like a shit show, whatever this is going on in your life. You're like, oh. You know, if this is not necessarily a work-related thing, like I said, for some of you, this miracle coming might be related to a relationship. You know, maybe you've been dating a lot, and it's just not working out. Like, you feel... Maybe you've had like a million first dates and you're like, oh my god, this is not working whatsoever. Or, you know, if this is in the past and you haven't dated for a while, you're like, god, all of them like just sucked and it just didn't work out. I'm frustrated, I'm tired, I'm on my last leg here, like I'm just limping along. But kind of like we said before, with your other cards, there is a wish that will be granted, and you kind of suspect it will be coming, and expect miracles and wonders, right? The Four of Wands over here is usually the card of the home, but it's also the card of satisfaction in the home, satisfaction of the community, like a community effort that goes well. Hence why I think there's more than one person involved in this situation for you. So how would I summarize this for you? So pile number ones, this important message for you to hear today is just to take a deep breath. I don't want to say calm down because... I guess it's not really demeaning, but I want to say just know and trust in the universe that it has recognized the effort that you put in. You know, maybe it even, if it is like a work-related project, maybe it already has gone to, once again, apologies for swearing, it's gone to the shitter, and you're like, oh crap, I'm gonna get in trouble for this. But really what happened here is, it seems like, oopsie, sorry, made a bump with my phone here. Really what happened here though is that whatever went wrong or whatever didn't work out is not your fault. Like, that's really emphasized here. It was in the responsibility of other people's hands that were just not coordinating with you. Because like I said, I see you as a go-getter, you're an organizer. You're not the one that drops the ball. So just know that, you know, like, especially if you're fearful that, let's say, like, you have your boss and this project just went to shit and you're like, oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble, there's a promotion coming, they're gonna think I dropped and fumbled the ball. Just know that this reading is telling me that your boss will be understanding and will say, hey, I know that that wasn't your fault, it's okay. Like, I'm not going to hold that against you. So if it's a promotion you're looking for, you know, a sincere wish will be granted. Expect miracles. You're going to get that promotion no matter kind of what happened here, because universe and the people around you recognize that it wasn't your fault. You didn't drop the ball. It was other people involved. You know, if it's something related to relationships, maybe you're fearing that, you know, previous dates that went wrong, or like maybe you've been going on a lot of first dates recently and it's just none of them are working out, none of them are clicking. Just have faith that it's not your fault. You're the one that's been putting in a lot of the effort. You're the tactician. You're the one that's been very respectful about it. It's just sometimes, you know, and I've been through this myself, so I'm speaking from experience. Sometimes, you know, it's really easy to slip into the idea of, if a lot of things go wrong in sequence, you know, maybe we're the common denominator, maybe we're the issue. And that's a wise thing to explore at first, right away. Don't get me wrong, because self-introspection is wonderful. But if you've introspected and you've reflected and you know that, hey, I wasn't the one that made things go wrong here, or maybe that's kind of what Spirit is asking you to do, is to really look at it deeply and be like, was I really the person that fumbled that ball at work? Or was I really the person that fumbled those first dates? Or were the other people just kind of trash at dating or whatever? Where was I going with this? 1 second. Yeah, so self-introspection is good, but don't... With your imposter syndrome, I have a feeling that maybe sometimes you blame yourself more often than you should. And what Spirit is saying here is, you know, you've been patient, it's been frustrating, but you've been the responsible one, and at the end, a sincere wish will be granted. So if you're looking for a promotion, that promotion is coming. If you're looking for a relationship, that good relationship is coming. You know, after maybe a string of really terrible dates, you know, trying to think other situations where this could apply, because this is a general reading, so everyone's going to be a little bit different, but... Yep. Oh, and another thing I wanted to say, you know, keep up. Universe is also congratulating you and, what's the word? Praising you for this tactician go-getter energy. So keep that up. Keep going for what you want. Don't give up, you know, because in the end there's the reward of a sincere wish that will be granted. You know, expect miracles. Wonders. Believe in the wonder of the universe. Believe that the effort that you put in will be recognized, even if there's other people here that kind of threw a monkey wrench in the issue and turned it into, like I said, kind of a shit show. Oh, I love that word. Yeah, so pile number 1's overall, just believe in the good things that are coming. There's something that maybe you thought would never happen. There's something that you thought was out of reach. Something that you thought maybe you weren't good enough, but universe is saying, hey, pile number 1's, you are good enough. It is coming. I recognize your effort. You know, just be a little bit more patient and your wish will be granted, and expect miracles. So I hope that was helpful for you, my wonderful pile number 1's. I'm sorry you went through a really frustrating time with this group situation or dating situation or whatever is specific to you with this collective reading. And yeah, I am very excited for you. It seems like something really, really, really good is coming your way. So without further ado, I bid you farewell on this wonderful, at least autumn day where I am and when I'm recording this. Lovely leaves falling outside and kind of that cool crisp air as Halloween is on the horizon for me. I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading. Goodbye, my lovely pile number 1's. Hello, my awesome pile number twos. Welcome to your reading today that is all about an important message for you to hear right now, right at this moment. As you recall, the card you used to help pick your pile today was the very emphasized, what do you feel? As you see, it's italicized here. What do you feel? Number 9. And the figure here, you can see she's picking between an apple and an orange, but she's looking at, looks like a depiction of Earth, yes. What do you feel? Okay, I'm already getting messages for you. I'm going to set this just off to the side, though, for a moment because I want to get your other oracle cards down on the table. I'm going to set your tarot cards down here with me just for a moment while we look over your oracle cards for today. First up, we have from Sacred Destiny, Power. Look at that, lightning striking down over a town. Oh boy, okay, I'm already getting a message for you. We'll get to it, though. This is one of those readings where it just kind of popped out right away. Alright, so your Elle Qui today is She Who Avenges Nemesis, Revenge, Outcomes, and Justice. Oh boy, okay. Yep, okay. I'm going to hold my tongue for a second, but your angel card today is Trust the Universe. I love that card. It's beautiful. I mean, I love every card in this particular deck, but this one is just gorgeous, right? All that rainbow color. Trust the universe. Okay. We've got karmic justice coming your way, pile number 2s. Some sweet, sweet, sweet karma. And then I'm going to look at your tea leaves. You got Dragon, Beware of Self-Delusion. And Heart, Love, Deep Affection, and Caring. Oh boy. Okay, pile number 2s. I am already seeing here the important message for you to hear today is all about, let me get my ducks in a row and think about a cohesive kind of summarizing sentence here. You were wronged in a way. It's something that already happened in the past, so this isn't the message isn't, you know, hey, something bad is coming. It's something that already happened by the time you watch this reading. It was something to do with the matters of the heart, especially here, you know, with the heart card itself, you know, it kind of says on the tin, love, deep affection, and caring, but also the card here, what do you feel? I think what happened was you were wronged in some way, especially here with your Nemesis card about revenge, outcomes, and justice. I think for most of you, though this is a collective, you know, group reading, so it might kind of differ depending on who you are, but I think for most of you, this is related to a matter of the heart. This is related to love. This is related to a friendship, some sort of situation where you were wronged in your relationship with someone else, something that already happened in the past, so this isn't a surprise to you, like I said, and right now you're kind of in that stage of, I don't want to kind of say stewing in resentment. It's more just like the time of reflection on, I was wronged, this didn't go well, I'm kind of upset. And I think, especially with your dragon here where it says beware of self-delusion, I think the matter is that you're almost kind of mad at yourself because you thought it was something that you should have seen coming. You're like, oh God, I was deluded. You know, the writing was on the wall. I should have known. Maybe you're kind of beating yourself up a little bit over it. But what it comes down to here, pile number 2 so far, especially with your power card, and then also your Trust the Universe card over here on the right, you're being asked to know that, I'm trying to think the best way to put it, you were a victim in this situation. I'm not taking that away. You were wronged completely. This is what these cards are saying. Don't get me wrong. But the universe or source, God, you know, however you call it, depending on your beliefs, is asking you to let go of the idea of you being powerless going forward. Especially, you know, if it was a relationship, perhaps you fear getting into a new relationship because you're thinking, oh God, I was deluded. I should have seen it coming. It was obvious to, you know, maybe even other people around you said, hey, you know, I'm not sure this is going to work out for you, or I'm not sure that person is right for you. And to be blunt, went to kind of shit like they told you it would, or you suspected it might, and you're just kind of beating yourself up. But though you are a victim in terms of what the other person did to you, the universe, source, God is telling you that you're not powerless. And it's almost a message too of it's not your fault. You did everything in your power to make it go right. And especially here with the Nemesis card, I think they're not saying to get revenge on this person in a very active way, like that you seek out the revenge against this person who wronged you. This is, I believe I said it right as the cards were coming out. This is karmic justice. This is where trust the universe comes in. This is where, because like, especially when you look at over here with power, this is a card of personal power for you. But I'm also seeing like, lightning symbolizes power from above, right? Because when lightning comes out, it strikes down from the clouds, from the sky, right? And, traditionally in most cultures, the sky is associated with the universe, with God. The power is above us, right? And it comes down and it strikes. So, yeah, this is vengeance against who wronged you from the universe. This is karma. This is pure karma, like I said. So the important message so far today is, yes, you were wronged. Yes, you were a victim. But there is power and justice and revenge karmically from the universe, not from you, coming to this person who wronged you. And I can tell here it seems like they hurt you very badly. Especially if it was a matter of the heart, it might have been perhaps you were cheated on, perhaps someone was even kind of abusive towards you in some way. If it's, could be both romantic relationship or, familial, or, a friend was abusive to you. And yeah, you're just being asked to trust the universe, trust that lightning strike coming down from the heavens, that their karma is coming, and you don't have to lift a finger for them to even get their karmic justice, because the universe saw what was wrong, and they're going to get paid back for it, because, as we all know with the concept of karma, what goes around comes around, right? I also want to talk a little bit about your what do you feel card over here. This is a card of the one that you used to pick your pile today. This is a card of deciding between different things, but following your heart and not letting other people's opinions drown out your own as you weigh your options. So it could be, even if it's not related to a relationship of some sort, it could be you wanted to do something and someone told you that you weren't good enough for it, or that was not a good idea for you, even though it was something where you were following your heart and you knew deep down that that's what you wanted. In that case, my pile number 2s, there's karmic justice coming that way, in terms of, it's kind of that idea of, that really satisfying feeling when someone tells you can't do something and then you do it, and then they have to, like, what's the word? Eat their words, right? So there's karmic justice in that too coming for you, if that's your particular situation, depending on who you are viewing this, because like I said, it's a collective reading. Gonna differ depending on who you are. Let's see if I get any other messages here. Yeah, as long as you know that you followed your heart and you followed the good path and you did the best you could and you did what was right, and the other person did what was wrong, there's karmic justice coming for both of you. So karmic justice in terms of them having to eat their words, getting paid back for the pain that they put upon you. And karmic justice for you for, having collected that good karma, so to speak, right? You were you're the person of the moral high road in this situation. Let me get your tarot cards out here. Yeah, there's a lot of imagery here of karmic justice, just something coming down from above. The universe is coming for them. Oh boy. They're going to regret coming after you. So that's the important message so far. All right, let's see your tarot cards. You have the 6 of Wands. Look at that victory. Oh, what a satisfying victory that'll be. They'll have to eat their words. They'll regret what they did. 3 of Swords, definitely this was a situation of pain for you. 3 of Swords is always the card of pain. Look at the sword stabbing the heart, right? Ooh, lots of pain. I think this is romantic for most of you, or some kind of relationship. Could be with a family member, you know, familial, or it could be, you know, platonic, like with a friend. But Nine of Swords, lots of anxiety. Lots of worry over this. Oh, it killed you. Oh boy, that hurt deep down, didn't it? Yeah. Yeah, these two cards together are not fun to get together. Three of Swords, Nine of Swords, right? Anxiety and pain. Oh, and what did I say? Justice, karmic justice is coming for you. My pile number 2 is, or actually it's coming for them, the person who wronged you, right? Justice wins in the end. All is recorded, all is known. And we have the Two of Pentacles reversed. So that is a card of imbalance. I mean, look at that here. Because justice, like, has the balance skills, right? And then you have imbalance here with Two of Pentacles reversed. So there is a writing of imbalance. The balance skills will tip for you. Pile number 2 is justice will win in the end. Spirit wants to acknowledge that there has been a lot of pain and anxiety, especially with these two cards, a 3 and the 9 of Swords, right? In this situation for you. But otherwise, I'm seeing a lot of retribution for the other person who wronged you. Especially 6 of Wands is victory. Personal victory specifically. So, I mean, you'll be hunky-dory. You'll be happy, right? But justice is coming for the other person to right that imbalance karmically. So I'm going to try to see specifically what it was. I might be quiet for a moment here just to see. Yeah, like I said, I think it was... I'm getting the phrase crushed your heart. Somebody crushed your heart. You might even think you were kind of naive for it, but it wasn't your fault. A lot of worrying over it. Trying to see what other messages come through. Sorry, it's a little quiet for a second, but... Oh, okay. Another thing that's coming through for me to you is... I think a lot of this anxiety coming through with this 9 of Swords here is because you're almost self-blaming in the way that you're wondering how it could have gone differently based on your own actions. But what I'm hearing is the universe is saying, this wasn't your fault. This was something completely out of your control. It's something between the other person who hurt you and the universe to solve and fix. It's something where... I don't want to say... This is, okay, I hope this doesn't sound insensitive because obviously you're not an object. But the metaphor I am seeing here is like... This was something between, like I said, the universe and the person that wronged you, and you were kind of the prop in this situation to teach that person that lesson from the universe. Now, like I said, I don't mean to refer to you as like an object, like a prop, because you're not an object, you're a human being with feelings and a heart, right? But that's the metaphor I'm seeing, like, you were kind of just the catalyst for this person to learn this karmic lesson. And like I said, justice is coming. Retribution is coming for this person. They're not going to get away with whatever they did. And, you know, maybe a lot of the pain was over feeling responsible for that pain. Like, I keep hearing, like you as the querent asking, you know, like, what did I do wrong? What happened? How could I have changed this? How could I have been so self-deluded? Like here with the dragon, beware of self-delusion, right? But this is something that was meant to happen as a lesson to the other person who wronged you. Okay? So, and I hate saying that because it's like, I don't want to say like, oh, you deserved it, because no way you deserve pain at all. But you were kind of a teacher figure in this situation, or like I said, like the prop to teach the other person the lesson about what happens when you mess with people is the universe comes for your butt and karmic justice comes along. I'm going to see, is there any other messages I'm getting here? I'm I know this reading has been pretty short so far, but this is one of those readings where it's just really clear from the beginning what the message is, and it's kind of more singly focused on this idea of being wronged and the universe coming for the other person who wronged you. I want to make sure, though, I don't miss any other messages for you. Let's check here. Oh, another message I see here for you, too, is, when you're reflecting on what happened in the situation, follow your heart. There might have been a lot of different opinions kind of being fed into your ear. Maybe this person fed you a lot of opinions that were harmful to you. It could also be, in talking to other people that were not necessarily involved in this situation, but maybe you asked them for advice on what was going on. They fed you a lot of, I'm just going to say it, bullshit opinions. And Spirit is saying just kick those opinions to the curb because they don't matter. What matters deep down is what you feel in your heart. What do you feel, like that card said? Because deep down, it might have even been that there were other people in the situation that blamed you because they felt some sort of loyalty to the person that wronged you. But follow your heart, deep down who was actually in the right, which was you in the situation, I can see, and justice is coming for the other person. Probably truth in the end. Maybe even, if there were other people involved that blamed you instead of the actual person at fault. They're going to realize it too. They're going to get sort of karmic justice in not believing you when they knew, deep down too, maybe. Because sometimes people align with other people not based on what is likely or what is truth, but because of, like, social dynamics. Like the example I'm seeing is, let's say you're in a friend group where there's a person who is really well liked by a lot of members of the group, right? And maybe you don't always necessarily get along with this person like everyone else does, and that they've done some shifty stuff in the past, but so many other people in this group like this person, and kind of put them up on a pedestal that, when it comes down to brass tacks, they might believe them over you just because of some dumb, I hate to say it, but, human social dynamics, big monkey tribe of, we're going to put someone on a pedestal just because they have this status or they do this thing, and maybe in this particular group, you're kind of low on the totem pole, so to speak. It could be even at work too, where, you seem, I don't want to say lowly, but you're maybe lower in hierarchy than the person who wronged you. And so there's a fear of other people actually standing up to this person who wronged you that's higher up on the totem pole, so to speak, because they fear that they're going to get retribution for sticking their neck out for you or standing up for you, even though they know deep down in the social group situation, they know deep down that you were in the right. They understand that. It's just that there's that dumb social dynamic thing that humans do, us being the apes we are on this little rock, right? We're not always rational about what's the right thing to do, or we know what the right thing to do is, but we don't necessarily do it because we have other fears like, what is my social retribution for sticking up for this person? Or what am I going to lose if I do the right thing? Which is really sad, but, unfortunately in our world, that's just how we work sometimes, right? People that aren't honest to the truth, they value, they fear what they could lose if they actually stick their neck out and say the truth, right? So if that's the case, and there's been other opinions in this situation for you, pile number 2 is where you feel like nobody is sticking up for you, or people are telling you just don't even, don't raise a stink about it, they're higher up in hierarchy than you, or, we quote unquote like this person better. In the end, the truth will be revealed for you, pile number 2, and it will be revealed for everybody else, and karmic justice is coming. Especially with the power card here, like I said in the beginning, with the symbolism of, like, the lightning striking down, that's like a judgment from the universe. Because, like I said, lightning is coming from the sky, from God. A lot of symbolism in mythology and cultures that happens striking down on you with a lightning strike, right? Or like I even see, in old cartoons, when a cartoon character would, like, get struck by lightning and they just burn to a crisp, right? That's kind of the imagery I get for this other person that wronged you. They're going to get burned to a crisp for it because they were in the wrong, and you're just kind of patiently waiting here, like this Nemesis card. I'm going to take the dragon off for a second. Kind of patiently waiting, like, oh, I know what happened. I know who was in the wrong here. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to sit here and I'm just going to wait because the truth will fall out. Everybody's going to know it in the end. And, you know, like, trust the universe. Karma's coming for them. Truth will be revealed in the end. You'll be happy. This pain and this anxiety you've been feeling will go away. And the imbalance will be righted with justice, and you will be victorious in the end. So, pile number 2s, I, first off, just want to say before I end your reading here, I'm sorry this happened to you. Obviously, it caused you a lot of pain. I can see that here with especially the 3 of Swords. But karma is coming. So your important message today is all about kind of just waiting in the wings, letting the universe work out that karma, patiently waiting here like your nemesis card. The truth will come out in the end. Follow your heart and just know that deep down you know the truth in this situation, and it's in the hands of the universe now to make sure that that person pays karma for what they did to you. So I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, my lovely pile number 2s. Keep faith and justice, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Hello, my wonderful pile number 3s. Welcome to your message today that is all about, well, kind of what it says on the tin, an important message for you to hear right now, right at this moment. So, as you recall, the card you used to pick your pile was number 29, Seeing the True You. And we have a figure here who is, looks like she's on, it's either like the end of a couch or it's a green chair peering into a pond, looking in her reflection with some lily pads in the background. So I'm going to set that off to the side here. And we're going to look over your other oracle cards first. I have your tarot cards as well. I'm just going to set them down here with me for the time being as we go over your oracle cards. First off, we have, Happiness with Dolphins. Lovely card to always get. Happiness. Oh, pile 3s. Okay. Let's see. She Who Nurtures, Colette. Empathy, gentleness, insight. I get the feeling you're a very sensitive, gentle soul. Pile number 3s. Okay. Your angel card is Spiritual Growth. Okay. And your tea leaves for today. I'm gonna kind of space these out of it. Let's see, you have ear, good news. Well, that's always good to hear. Excuse the pun. I just realized that as I said ear, right? Good to hear good news, right? And we have boot, increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. Strapping your boots on. Okay. Okay, let me look over your cards for a second here so I can get a cohesive message for you, pile number 3s, as to what's important for you to hear right now. All right, sorry there's a bit of a pause here. I just want to make sure I'm saying the correct thing for you from Spirit today. Spiritual growth, happiness, good news. Seeing the true you. Oh, okay, I get it. Finally, it jumped out at me. So, pile number 3s right now, so far with your oracle cards. I'm getting a message from Spirit for you that is related to the way you perceive yourself and the way that you portray your inner self to the outer world. So, specifically this card over here that you used to pick your pile, Seeing the True You, that is a card that is all about not letting other people's opinions be the mirror in which you see yourself. Because sometimes when we base our identity and who we are off of other people's opinions, it's like looking into a mirror that's kind of dirty and it doesn't really reflect truly who we are. Usually the clearest mirror you can look into is the mirror of your own self or your own heart, your own soul, right? Depending on how you want to put that. There is a time of spiritual growth for you here with this, as you can see over here with your angel card. Not necessarily an easy lesson that's being learned right now, but I see that it's something crucial to your life in this particular span of time, to learn to embrace who you are and find happiness and keep pursuing what you want from life and who you are, and being honest about that to the outside world. So unlike pile number 1 and pile number 2 today, you have a more there's kind of two different readings I come across a lot. Number 1 is like kind of a more tangible reading where it's like, hey, this thing is going to happen, and then this thing will come from that, and this is why. You have a reading today that's more intangible, so this is more of a spiritual message for you today from Spirit. It's not so much something happening from like an outside physical thing going on, if that makes sense. I just want to make sure that comes across clearly. Yeah, so maybe perhaps in the past you've dealt with issues with identity, being true to yourself, feeling like you have to hide a part of yourself. Like I said before, I think a lot of you are more sensitive souls, which I empathize with. I'm also a very, very sensitive person, always have been. Things get to me and other sensitive people more that it wouldn't get to other people, right? Which is not a flaw at all. It's actually a good thing. It just means that, some people walk through life with only one radio antenna picking up on things, and people like you and me who are sensitive have a lot of radio antennas going all different directions all the time, so we pick up things a lot more easier, and so we're thus more affected. There's a lot here I see too with, I think there's a persona that maybe you show to the outside world that isn't necessarily true to who you are deep, deep, deep inside. And I think maybe because you do perhaps perceive your sensitivity and your nurturing, empathetic nature, you might perceive it as a flaw, and that's why you tend to hide it. But actually what Spirit is saying here is that it's a strength of yours, and it's something that's crucial to your life and your lessons you're learning right now karmically, right? That you be open about this nature with other people. Especially too, with the ear here, good news, right? Spirit's telling you that's a good thing. It's a pathway to happiness here with the dolphins. It's something that you were meant to learn and something you're meant to show here with spiritual growth. And then also the boot here is an interesting card to get because it says increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. So that's telling me that Spirit is saying lean into it even more than you already have. Don't perceive it as a flaw. Perceive your sensitive, empathetic, nurturing nature as a strength of some sort. Perhaps, you're someone in the life or the lives of others. Actually, I'm going to move these a little bit down. You're someone in the life or lives of others that you're a person that they can turn to for a more sensitive, caring soul. You might even find that you can never really care too much, but there's also, not a temptation, but a possibility that maybe some people will take advantage of your nurturing nature, and maybe that's why you've hidden it a lot, because you felt like you got taken advantage of in the past for being, almost, I don't want to say too nice, because too nice isn't a thing. Basically, there's another tarot reader I was watching the other day, and she explained it perfectly. This was actually ESO Tarot, if you ever watch her, great channel. She said, too nice isn't a thing. There's no such thing as too nice. What people really mean when they say too nice, the way she explained it, was that you have little to no boundaries. And so maybe that's why you put up with these walls, hiding that sensitive nature deep down inside, because you felt fear of being taken advantage of or being hurt. Because, when we have a sensitive nature, one of the coping mechanisms we can have not to put up with it, but to protect ourselves, is to put up walls with people. I empathize with that a lot. That happens with me in my life. It's something I've struggled with, so I 100% get where you're coming from, pile number 3. But, so to summarize so far with your oracle cards, Spirit is just saying lean into that more. Don't be afraid to show your empathetic, more gentle, sensitive nature to the world. Don't let it just kind of stifle and die within. Because it is a pathway to happiness here, they're saying, with the dolphins. So, okay. Oh, sorry, one moment before I get to your tarot cards. Another message just popped through as I was talking. I also see a message here about, I think, so the reason why it came through, I'm just going to explain how this message came through because it ties into what the message actually is. So you know how dolphins are really, really, really intelligent? They're one of the most intelligent beings on Earth, other than, like humans are at least number one in terms of the way we factor in intelligence, right? And they communicate really, really well with one another. I think it's like they talk kind of through like squeaking and clicking, right? Very cute animals. Love dolphins. That's hence why they're probably on the happiness card. Very happy, communicative creatures. But they speak kind of a different language than humans do, so to speak, right? I mean, they don't say words. They click and they squeak and make different kind of noises that they understand. So if in the past, and this is getting to the message part, if in the past you were kind of rejected for the sensitive, empathetic nature, I think what it's saying here is that wasn't so much a reflection truly of your worth if people rejected you for that in the past. It was more kind of a, you know, the old cliche saying, oh, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe, right? That's kind of a common saying in, you know, New Age circles, right? Your vibe attracts your tribe. Birds of a feather flock together. You being rejected by other people in the past wasn't so much your fault. It was more just they didn't quite click with you. Kind of funny because, you know, upon dolphins, they click, right? So I think one of the reasons you're being encouraged to lean into this nature more, not just because it's being more true to yourself, right? Which is important. Following your heart, learning that karmic lesson. It's also because it'll attract more happiness and more friendship in your life and more people that, you know, like, for example, you know, I almost kind of see meeting other people in our lives as everybody's broadcasting a certain radio frequency. And right now, I think because you may be hiding or kind of putting yourself behind walls or the sensitive nature behind walls, you're not broadcasting a really strong signal for other people to find you by. So by leaning into it more and being more open about it, more true to yourself in every way, there's more people that'll click with that and be like, oh, I'm like that too. And then it'll attract more people into your life that have a kinship spiritually and emotionally with you, is kind of what I'm saying. So anyways, let's get to your tarot cards. We first have, Nine of Pentacles. Lovely card, Satisfaction. Always a great card to get. I love the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Seven of Pentacles reversed with the family of raccoons here. Yeah, I think pile threes, you know, maybe you put too much effort into trying to connect to people that just don't click with you, and it's not a thing that's your fault. I think it's they're not on the same frequency or the same vibration kind of level as you. Does that make sense, you know? Anyways, keep going. King of Wands reversed. Yep. Imbalance of passions. We're going to shift these a little bit. Sorry, the cards kind of cover each other. I have limited space here. Oh, yeah, Judgment. With a Valkyrie there, I believe is what that is called. They're the winged warriors of Norse mythology that come down to the battlefield. Perfect card for Judgment, right? All right, we're going to shift that a little bit. And last but not least, we have the Four of Pentacles reversed. Yes, giving more freely. A lot of pentacles here. So this pile threes, I think, is definitely a lesson for you spiritually in terms of the material world. So things that happen physically around you, hence all the pentacles. There's a little bit of fire here with the King of Wands reversed, of course. And then Judgment is more kind of an airy card, right? But things in the physical. Looking for personal satisfaction, looking for happiness. This is kind of a card of emotional fulfillment, of physical fulfillment, right? But it being next to the Seven of Pentacles reversed, this card is about not getting everything out of something that you put a lot into. So maybe there were friends in your life or people in your life, could be also romantic relationships, could also be a job or a career, right? That you put a lot of effort into and you were just not getting the results out that you expected or that were balanced based on what you put in. So, you know, it's kind of like the imagery I see is you putting a quarter into a gumball machine and no gumball comes out, and you keep putting a quarter in and no gumball comes out, and you're like, I can't keep investing in this, like nothing's coming out of it. And then over here, especially with the King of Wands reversed and Judgment, and then of course the Four of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, Judgment, moving into a new phase of life, moving to a higher plane. I think it's almost that you were trying to connect with people that didn't quite understand you on a spiritual level. And I don't mean that in the way of like you didn't agree on spiritual things, like tangibly, like, what's a good example? Like, it doesn't literally mean they didn't agree with your religion or they didn't agree with you spiritually. It's just like, in terms of a soul growth level, you might have been a little bit at a different place than them, is how I'll put it. I don't want to say higher because that sounds kind of condescending, but you're a little bit maybe more advanced than these other people were. And that probably was the reason why you weren't clicking with them very well. Also, just a misalignment of passions here with the King of Wands reversed. I think they were just putting a lot of focus on things that just didn't matter to you because you thought they were kind of going through things that you'd already kind of gone through, or they were going through things that you kind of just weren't aligning with where you were at in your life, I guess is how I'll summarize that. Especially over here too with the Four of Pentacles reversed. Normally upright, that's a card of being kind of stingy with something. Reversed, it's about going forth, like, this rabbit is going on this kind of Norse-looking boat, right? Going forth, letting go of things, being more generous. Generosity is a good term for the Four of Pentacles reversed. So that reflects or harkens back on the encouragement from your oracle cards in spirit to be more open about who you are deep down inside. It's not so much that there's something wrong with you just because you're not clicking with these people or this person that you're having maybe a bit of a misalignment issue with. It's more just that they're not at the same level as you. And it's not that you have to hide yourself away. It's actually that you need to broadcast yourself more than you were so that you do attract more people along kind of your vibrational level is how I would put it, right? It's kind of like the imagery I see here is like, let's say you go to, a roller coaster park or like a fun ride park with somebody or a group of people, and these people that you were trying to click with always wanted to go on the carousel. Let's say just a kiddie ride, like just round and round and round and round we go on the carousel, blah, blah, blah. It's the only thing they wanted to do. We're having fun, right? And you're just sitting there and like, well, I really, really would like to go on that more scary roller coaster. I really want to try something new. I want to try something maybe a little bit more adventurous, a little bit more bold, more challenging. And they were just kind of like, no, we just want to keep going around the carousel. This is fine where we are. But you were like, I want to go forward. I want to go into a new phase of life. So yeah, I mean, overall, the message here, to summarize for you, pile number 3s, is broadcast yourself more. Don't hide away your sensitive nature. Don't hide away your spiritual nature. Just be true and reflect out who you are deep inside. Emotional, physical satisfaction and fulfillment is coming here with the Nine of Pentacles over here. It's just that maybe you weren't investing your time into the right areas. Not that it was your fault. It's just that, it's kind of like, sometimes, you make friends based on certain hobbies, and let's say you're really, really into, painting, and this group of people might have really been into, football, and you're just like, ugh, I really don't like football, but you might have pretended that you liked football because you're like, I really want these friends, I want to click with a group of people. Almost kind of a, what do they call that? It's the term, it's like a blank mindset, where you come from it, where you keep going with something, or you keep, what is that called? I'm really sorry, I'm having a brain fart today. It's a something mindset where it's like you only did this thing or were with this group of people or this person because you felt like if you didn't, that was all that you had, and so you just had to kind of put up with it. Like, oh well, I'm not really into football, ... But these are the people I only have, so I'll just pretend I am into football because I won't have friends otherwise, or, they'll break up with me if it was a romantic relationship, or if it was a job, for example, you're just thinking, like, well, this is the job that I have, and scarcity mindset. That is the word. Scarcity mindset. Okay, brain fart came through for me, right? A scarcity mindset. Or same thing with a job, like I was saying, where You know, you thought, well, I can't really do this other thing because this thing over here, even though it makes me less happy, it doesn't make me as much money as this other thing I want to do that follows my heart. You know, and if that is a thing for you where it is career related, you're really being guided here, pile number 3, is to focus on the choice of career that number 1 also makes you happy, happier than you were, happiness. It is something that is in tune with a more sensitive kind of emotional nature that I'm getting from a lot of you. Something that helps people, something that nurtures people, and something that is important to your spiritual growth, kind of like that oracle card, your angel card over here said. So pile number 3s, to summarize, be yourself. Don't be afraid to broadcast who you are. Just because you're not clicking with a group of people doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It just means probably that they're just not the right people for you. Birds of a feather flock together, right? And don't be afraid to move into this new phase of life, because it is really good for your happiness, you know, choosing that new career, choosing a new group of people to hang out with, choosing a new partner if you're finding issues with your current relationship that just seem unfixable because you know deep down inside that it's not aligning with who you are at the heart or the soul level. So yeah, more of a spiritual growth lesson here for you today, pile number 3s, versus the more kind of tangible things that were going on with pile number 1 and pile number 2. So I wish you a wonderful rest of your day, my lovely pile number 3s, and I will see you in the next video.